Okay guys, welcome to episode 2. Take you guys through a back workout. Well, I won't really take you guys through it, you guys can just watch it. You pretty much figure out what I'm doing as the video unfolds. I don't think I did any deadlifts in this back workout. It's pretty much just a pull day. I hope you guys enjoyed the first video. I got some good feedback, so I just want to thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. Had a few good questions there too that I'd like to answer in upcoming videos. One thing I wanted to talk about, I guess, was the type of diet that I'm following now, type of diet protocols. I've been following flexible dieting for maybe around 1.5 years now. Before that, I was a typical bro dieter, eating chicken, broccoli to get lean kind of thing, eating the same thing day in, day out, avoiding certain types of food. The typical bro diet is what they call it now. And looking back, man, it's cringeworthy. I don't know how I did it. I guess that's why there was times when I was really, really lean, and then there was times where I just blew out and got really, fat. And to be honest, it's not sustainable. And I think that's the key to, longevity, is having a lifestyle that's sustainable. Something that you can see yourself doing consistently, without falling off the bandwagon. And that the whole bro dieting thing, that's what it is. You can do something. You can do it for maybe 2 weeks to 2 months if you're really, mentally strong. But then over that time, you're just building up cravings, and you're getting hungry, and you're doing massive amounts of cardio, and it's looking back like it's just you're just guessing. So anyways, I started looking into flexible dieting because I just saw so many people doing it and so many people getting results, and a lot of the guys I looked up to on social media were doing it, and I thought, I think it's time to look into this and give it a go. And it kind of made sense, I guess, the whole calories in versus calories out. But look, at the start of learning flexible dieting, I was very skeptical. Just like anybody coming from that background, I was extremely flexible. I was extremely skeptical. I didn't really get it at the time. But I was very open-minded to trying it because I just couldn't do the whole eating clean lifestyle anymore, because I knew that I could do it and I can get lean, but then I'd lose it. I'd lose the conditioning, and mentally, it fucks with you mentally, because you can look so good and then 2 weeks later you're fucking totally different, and that really fucks with your head. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I started, I guess for a year I kind of self-taught flexible dieting to myself, just through social media, on the internet, learning stuff, and trial and error. And yeah, so I did that for a while, probably around a year. And then at the start of this year, I decided to hire a coach, because I really believe, like, if you want to learn something, the quickest way to learn it is to find somebody that's done it before and get them to teach you. And that is in anything in life, guys, you know what I mean? Not just, dieting and whatnot. So I basically hired a coach, and did I think it was a 12-week or 10-week kind of coaching course, where he just took me through, week by week, did my macros for me, and, I did progress photos and all that. And yeah, basically did that 10-12 week course with him, and then by then I was very confident, because like I said, I'd learned it for a year, self-taught, and then I did the 10-week, 12-week course, and I was very confident, and I started basically, on my own, did my own little cutting program, and my current macros are, I'm on around 2200 calories. I'm not sure if that seems like a lot to some people. To some people it might seem like not much at all, but I find that I was maintaining on around 27 to 2800 calories, and anything above that, say 3200, I was at 1.3200, I was slowly gaining weight. But anyway, so around 27, 2800 I figure was maintenance, because I'd stay the same. So I dropped it down to 22 progressively. So I went to 25 and then 24, and so I'm currently on 22, and I've lost probably around 7 kilos. I was on 83, and now I'm hovering around the 75, 76, give or take. I'm hovering around there. Like I said, on 2200 calories. So I'm on 180 protein, 60 fats, and I think it's around 220, 230 carbs. I usually give myself some lenience, like I'd have a range. If I, go over protein a little or go under, then I'll make up for it with fats or carbs or whatever. But my ultimate goal is to get to around 2200 calories, give or take. And I'm comfortably losing weight progressively, and it's probably the best cut I've ever experienced. When I say best cut, I mean mentally, I'm not having any cravings. I don't feel like I'm starving myself most days. And what I mean by that is some days I do get hungry because I guess it was one of those days where I'm not eating a lot of high volume food. I didn't eat a lot of vegetables, and most of my macros are made up of, probably not the best selected foods. And what happens is towards the end of the day I get a little bit hungry. But most days, if I do it right and you get my proper serves of vegetables and fruit and whatnot and high volume foods, man, I feel fantastic. No cravings. And if I do crave something, I fit it in. And it's at this point I'm the most confident with this with flexible dieting than ever. So it's definitely something I'm going to be doing, indefinitely. And looking back, like I said, at the bro dieting, I would never go back to that. And I'm noticing a lot online is always the arguments, flexible dieting versus clean eating, and people throwing up, arguments here and there on social media. And I understand where they're coming from, because I came from that place. But you really just need to be open-minded, and you just can't. It comes across as a little bit ignorant if you're not going to. So many people are doing it these days and getting results, and clean eaters are talking about, that they're using stuff, or they look shit, or whatever the case is. There's always some bullshit reason, and it's like, man, fucking don't be so closed-minded. If all these people are trying something and it seems to be working, be open-minded enough to look into it and try it yourself. Otherwise, it just comes across as really ignorant. And what I've noticed also, not long ago, it was mostly clean dieters and a very small amount of people doing flexible dieting. And I was still on that side of the fence at that point, as a clean eater, thinking, yeah, how can that work? How can you get lean eating ice cream every day or eating Nutella or whatever? Obviously, that's not like a super accurate statistic, 50%. But now, the tables are slightly turning. And now it's almost like practicing flexible dieting now than there was not long ago. There's 50% flexible dieters, 50% clean eaters. Kind of like where you notice that there's a lot of flexible dieting being thrown around on social media now. People throwing up pictures of, the sweets that they're eating, bragging about, I'm eating all this ice cream, it fits my macros, flexible dieting, hashtag fucking clean eaters, suck a dick, whatever. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's a good thing, because more and more people are learning better lifestyles, sustainable lifestyles. Because who the fuck is going to eat broccoli and chicken every day forever? My God, I'd fucking neck myself. You know what I mean? So, anyways. But yeah, I've been on this cut now for I'm not even counting the weeks. I'm just, enjoying it and just enjoying the journey. And I've lost, a bit of weight doing this, and I've been eating, as long as it fits into my caloric intake for the day, I've been eating whatever, Nutella, ice cream thrown in. Obviously, there's certain micronutrients you also need to get in with the veggies and fruits and, fiber. There's all these guidelines I learnt that I didn't know before. because I was open-minded to learning flexible dieting and how it worked. You know, I'm a big fast food fan, so I'd love, you know, cheeseburgers, Maccas, whatever. And it's funny because cutting while doing flexible dieting and allowing myself to not have any type of food limitations, food source limitations, my cravings are basically non-existent. I haven't had a cheeseburger for a while, actually. Well, I haven't had McDonald's for a while because I haven't had any fast food cravings. Whereas when I was clean eating, it'd be tempting to go through Macca's drive-through and get something. You know what I mean? Oh, a little Alba check. But now, because I don't really have any type of cravings that are, you know, mentally, you know, getting to me, it's almost day and night compared to bro dieting. Man, I love Guzman and Gomez, which is basically like a Mexican franchise here in Australia, and I eat it like every 2-3 days. I'll go get a burrito. It's like, I think like Chipotle or whatever in the States. So they have like burritos and Mexican food and whatnot, and I go there like every 2-3 days, and I put it into my macros, and it's the best. You know what I mean? I'm still losing weight, and I think at this point, like I said, I'm confident that this, you know, flexible dieting works. And the more I learn about it, the more I do it and practice it, the more I look back at bro dieting and clean eating and go, man, what was I thinking? How can you not do this? You know what I mean? It's such a better way. And I'm losing weight. So one, you know, quote that stuck in my mind was from the online coach when he said, if flexible dieting, because he's lost a lot of weight and he's getting really lean these days, and he says, if flexible dieting doesn't work, where the fuck is my fat going? And that really hit me. That's really, you know, it's straightforward. If I'm losing weight, I'm losing fat, and I'm doing flexible dieting, if to you flexible dieting doesn't work, you explain to me where the fuck my fat is going. And it's pretty self-explanatory, you know what I mean? Calories in versus calories out. So, but in saying that, I tend not to get into the whole arguments on social media about clean eating and flexible dieting. You get some people that are really into, you know, those arguments online and trying to, I mean, it doesn't matter which side you're on. If you're going to argue about that kind of shit online, you look like a fucking idiot anyway. I mean, you got the clean eaters saying whatever the fuck they want to say, and you got the flexible dieters trying to, oh man, it's science, and like, I tend not to get into those arguments. I remember there was this one time when some dudes were arguing over it, and I think I tagged Nick Cheadle into the thread just to see what he would say. Obviously, Nick Cheadle's a great flexible dieting example, and he just commented and said something like, "Let them sit on their side of the fence, and we'll sit on ours," kind of thing. And it was a really mature approach, and that's the approach I take now. Let them sit over there with their broccoli and bro chicken, and I'll just sit over here eating ice cream and still, you know, staying on track and hitting my goals, kind of thing. Which I think the approach that everyone should take. I mean, if you're mature enough to be in the fitness industry, you need to be open-minded enough to know that the way that you do things is not always going to be the way that other people do things. Because you got the paleo guys, you got the keto guys, the carb cycling guys, and you got the clean eating, you got flexible dieters, you got all these people. And if you're mature, if you want to be, you know, somewhat respected in the scene, you need to be mature enough to understand other people's ways and just accept them. Otherwise, you just come across as really silly and immature, arguing over shit on the internet. Just a little progress update here off the back. Had a good pump happening. So I had a bit of ice cream beforehand. All right, protein delivery. Everybody loves protein delivery. I ordered, I think it was 5 kilos of whey protein online. I get my protein from bulknutrients.com. It's really good price.
Is that package for me, Philip?
Really good taste. I'm not affiliated with them at all, so don't think that I'm trying to plug them. They actually have fucked my orders up a few times, but I let it go. It's no big deal. They just got the flavors wrong a few times.
Whereabouts? Just there?
Pardon? Yeah, just here.
Thank you.
I decided to record me opening the box. I just find there's a lot of YouTube videos. I think people like seeing things being unboxed. Every guy likes getting into a bit of box. So I thought I'd record this. Yeah, 5 kilos. Each kilo is a different flavour, which is pretty cool. Get a mix of flavours, and it's like 110 bucks delivered to your door for 5 kilos. That's bargain. So what flavours did I get? What's that? Choc coconut. That's for my girlfriend. She loves that flavour. I'm not a big fan. I love coconut. I can eat Bounty all day long and Ferrero Rochers, but that protein, the choc coconut, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. Chocolate, that's nice. That's for my brother. I order protein for the whole house, so I'd get like 5 kilos at a time. That's cookies and cream. That's a good flavour. Banana with bulk nutrients. You can't go wrong with banana. That's probably one of their best flavours. Tastes kind of like a banana paddle pop. And this one's definitely my favourite. The coffee, it's the best. Make iced coffee out of it. Oh, tastes so good. Just have to line them up. Have a good look at all your protein. Gains in a bag. Look at that. Get ready for the Michael Bay pan shot. Okay, so I thought I'd add in a cooking segment just towards the end, show you guys what I cook sometimes. I put together some Portuguese chicken burgers the other day. First thing you want to do is marinate the meat. It takes 2 seconds. I had chicken breast here, just cut it into thin strips, kind of fillet it. I throw it in a container with the marinade, which is just out of the bottle, kind of off the shelf marinade. Mix it up a bit, make sure it's full coverage, and chuck it in the fridge overnight to let it marinate and soak in. And then yeah, next day chuck it on the barbecue. Just remember, guys, when marinating meat, if you're counting your macros and you've been strict or somewhat stringent, you can count the marinade, which if you measure it before you mix it with the chicken, you'll give yourself a rough idea. I'm just estimating here, and I put in this 30 grams of marinade per 100 grams of the meat, just to give me a ballpark, get me in the right ballpark, I guess. I like to cook it on one side and then just flip it once and cook it on the other side. So just to make sure, I find that if you keep flipping it over and over again, trying to cook each side incrementally, you end up drying out the meat, especially chicken breast, which is not very moist to begin with. It hasn't got a lot of fat to begin with. So I try to cook it on one side fully and then flip it over. And cook it on the other side. You can even just poke holes in it, like so. Like I said, be careful with chicken breast, it's very easy to dry it out and it's not very tasty afterwards. Got some buns, wholemeal buns, just got from down the shop. Chuck those on. These little backyard grill barbecues, best investment, runs off a gas bottle. I'll make sure to add in the macros for this burger at the end of the clip. You guys can see what's in it. Keep it simple. Add a bit of cheese, sliced cheese, biggest tasty cheese, which I think was 50% less fat. Some tomatoes, some spinach. I used chobani fat-free yogurt for the sauce, and a little bit of Portuguese seasoning. Remember guys, keep it simple, count your macros and you can't go wrong. I think it was roughly 80 grams of chicken, a slice of cheese, 15 grams of spinach, 20 grams of tomato, 20 grams of chobani yogurt, and the bun, and that was it. Add the macros in for this so you can see roughly what it is, what's in it. And that's it, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Booze.